Okay, and welcome to your library orientation part 2, in which we look at the databases where you should be finding sources that you can use as source material and support in your upcoming research essay. These are also the sources where you need to be looking for sources to put on your research proposal. And I'll show you a little bit about your research proposal format as I go through here. So again, you go to electronic databases there, or A through Z databases. Either way, it's going to take you to the same page. And again, look over here at the popular databases. Now, these popular databases, the first one that you see here, Academic OneFile, they have academic journals. These have peer-reviewed sources. I'm going to open up Academic OneFile, and I'm going to open up another one, Expanded Academic ASAP. So this is also a Gale database, and you're going to see that these two are pulling up basically the same sources, but you can get peer-reviewed sources there, and one of your sources needs to be peer-reviewed. And really, all of your database sources need to be high-quality sources from databases like these. The last one, the highest quality database that Delta College subscribes to, is Jstor, so we're going to open Jstor also. So they're all over here in popular databases when you hit the A to Z databases. Let's look at Academic OneFile first. So say you were to search up, you have settled on your argument being about a family separation at the border. Right, so family separation policy. You search in there, and you've got 42 academic journals. You can search through here and say, these academic journals are too hard for me to read. I want to look at magazines, or I want to look at newspaper articles. And maybe you can use some of these as sources as well. You can say the publication date, put in a date range, or say I want something in the last year, and you choose document types. All this stuff is available to you to filter through it. We're going to leave it on academic journals. When you want to make sure that you have a peer-reviewed journal, you just check the box, peer-reviewed journals. And it's going to make sure anything in your search is peer-reviewed. So you start looking through here, immigration policy and the case for family unity. That looks good. It's from the Journal on Migration and Human Security. Let's see here, a human rights crisis. This is in 2012. U.S. immigration policy, the case for family unity. This is looking good, better than some others. Let's see here, migrant children, nativity differences. You can see separated families, barriers to family reunification after deportation, 2017. This one might be good as well. So you are looking through here just based on the title. When you want to look closer at a source, you can click on the if you want to read it, you can click right on the download the PDF. But if you click on the title, you're going to go to the record page, and it will give you the abstract. This summarizes the article for you. Do not use quotes from the abstract. The abstract of an article is basically just the summary. This isn't the article itself. It gives you the full text of the article down here, but if what you read in the abstract makes you think, oh, I might want to use this source, then you've got to download the PDF. So you're going to download that PDF. And once you've downloaded that PDF, for students who are hard of hearing, there's also the ability to just listen to, I think it's a computer voice usually that reads it out loud. There are other stuff over here. You can, if it looks good and you want to read it later, you can email it to yourself. You can once you pull up the PDF, that's when you're going to be printing it out. So I downloaded that PDF. I don't know why it's not automatically popping up, but I'm just going to go looking for, oh, there it is. Slow. So you can see when you download the PDF, look, it's page 1, it's 1 through 4, 1 of 14 pages, but look, it starts on page 417. That's because it's using the original page numbers of the actual article. So if you wanted to cite a quote that's a few pages in, well, guess what? You've got to actually cite it it appears on page 420. You want to make sure that you cite the correct page number, page 420, rather than it's page 4 of the PDF, but it should be page 420. Then you are going to, so you can print these out, you can annotate them, right? Find the best sources, things like that. So if you like this source, and you want to cite it in your essay, then you go over here to Citation Tools when you're in Academic OneFile. And Expanded Academic ASAP, you can see it's a Gale database. It looks very similar. And if you search for things in there, a family separation, you search in there, imprisonment, deportation, family separation, My American Nightmare. That looks good. So you check peer-reviewed journals, and you can see, I think I put family separation policy before. Let's see here, peer-reviewed. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so you can see a lot of the same sources are coming up between Academic OneFile and Expanded Academic ASAP. And they work the same way. If you were to want to cite this, you hit Citation Tools, and it's going to pop up. MLA 8th edition. All you have to do is actually select it. Actually, you don't even need to do it. You can just press select, and then you Control C, or you right click on it and hit copy. Either way. Then, if you're ready, you can move into your research proposal. Now, say you have your research proposal already started and it's time for the annotated work cited. This is what it's going to look like. Topic, and you're going to say something about the topic. Family separation policy began on this date. This is what it's about, right? It's still relevant. Some people, it's now defunct, but lawyers are still fighting it. And it's still happening in some cases, right? And you're explaining why it's still important. Tell me what supporters argue. Supporters argue that it was a deterrent to illegal border crossing, prevented abuse of the asylum process. Opponents argued that separating children from their parents was damaging to them psychologically and emotionally, and it's a human rights violation. Okay, that would be a good explanation of your topic. Your working thesis, and this is a thesis that can change later as you start writing your paper, your working thesis shouldn't be more than a sentence or two, because this is a thesis statement. I'm not asking for the whole introduction of the essay, just a thesis statement, 1 to 2 sentences. The family separation policy was immoral and illegal. Should never have been put in place in the first place, because it violates human rights, and we should do this. We should pass laws to stop it from ever happening again. Okay, so I can kind of see an outline of how you are thinking about writing your paper, making an argument about its morality, making an argument about its legality because of violation of human rights, making a call to action, what you're saying we should do about it to prevent it again. I can imagine what that paper would look like. So that would be a good working thesis. Now, your annotated works cited, you have a source now. You're going to go down here, make sure you're left on the left margin, right? And you're going to hit, if you're on Microsoft Word, if you hit text only, you're going to lose all the italics that you need. If you hit keep source formatting, it's got this weird highlighting. But if you choose merge formatting, it's perfect. You got the parts that are in italics that you need, the journal article and the database name, and you only need to put it in hanging indentation. And that's simple to do. You just put it there like that. Or you can, if you don't do it that way, you can go under paragraph and choose hanging. Either way. Now, you annotate now. Say you want to tell me this source makes the argument that the separation policy was harmful to children. So you're telling me essentially a little bit about a sentence or two about this source, giving me a little summary. And then maybe you want to say this article will be useful when I argue that the policy was immoral. So what are you telling me? You are telling me what this source is about, and you're telling me how you're going to use it, why it might be useful in your paper. I just want two to three sentences, annotation. And then what are you going to do? You're going to go back here. It's going to be back on the left margin, ready for your second and your third source for your annotated work cited. Now, let me show you some the other database, the high quality database besides Academic OneFile and Expanded Academic ASAP. Jstor is the highest quality one that they have here. So let's say you were looking for family separation in Jstor. U.S. deportation policy, family separation, and circular migration, international migration review. That might be useful. You can look down some of these others. They have a lot of returned prisoner of war, family reintegration. That's not really on your topic. Children left behind. They have a lot of it's hit and miss as far as the topics that they have here, because it's a lot of historical journals. But this one actually looks good for your topic. If you click journals, you're certain to only get journal articles and not books. And you can look under certain subjects, right? Maybe you want to talk about some sociology or something like that, and that might help you narrow it down. There is no button for peer-reviewed in Jstor, but there is almost all of the journals here. It's either primary source documents, which is like original sources from the time period if it's historical, or it is peer reviewed. They tend to just have peer reviewed. I can tell this is a peer reviewed source because it's published in volumes and issue numbers. It looks like it's been around for a long time. Just based on the name, I would see this as and because it's from Jstor, I would see this as a good source, and it could meet your peer-reviewed source. You look here; it's going to automatically pull up the PDF, right? And you can download that PDF here, just like the other article. Here you've got your abstract summary over here. Enacted laws that make it easier to deport non-citizens. Okay, it's about Latin American deportees. It's talking about social ties. It might be useful. So say you want to read it, you download it, you print it out, you can annotate it. If you're ready to cite it, then you go here where it says cite this item. When you're ready to cite, there's MLA. You can just copy it. It's that simple. Or even back here on this previous page, you can just cite the item from here, right? Same thing, right? So once you have cited it, you're going to go back to your research proposal. You're ready. This is your other source you're going to use. Now, again, you lose the italics if you do this way. This one, it doesn't, when you take it from Jstor, it doesn't have that weird highlighting, but you can see it changed the font. So I would still keep it right there. It's going to use your font, and it's going to keep the appropriate formatting as far as italics. And then you're going to talk about this one too, right? And tell me this source talks about, or whatever it is that you're going to say. You're going to do this 3 times in your research proposal. You're going to have a nice topic explanation. You're going to have a nice working thesis. And you're going to have an annotated works cited page that has at least 3 high-quality sources, at least 2 from the databases, at least 1 peer-reviewed. And then I know you're working toward what you need to do for this assignment. So those are our big databases here. Academic OneFile, Expanded Academic ASAP, Jstor. Basically, these first 2 are very similar. Now, there are other databases like Access World News, but you're just going to find news articles there, not peer-reviewed articles. So I'm looking for these 2 articles. Good luck in your research.